Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we make sense of the confusing world of corporate filings and sometimes uncover a few skeletons in the closet. Today, we are diving into Zivo Bioscience Incorporated's latest regulatory announcement, and let me tell you, there is a changing of the guard happening behind the scenes. This is a Form 8K filing, which essentially means it is reporting a significant event that shareholders should know about right away. Think of it as a company's urgent bulletin board. We're talking about big changes in leadership. The key date here is the 19th of December 2025. This is when the most important events we're discussing today actually took place. The company we're looking at is Zivo Bioscience Incorporated. They're in the life sciences and biotechnology space, and as we'll see, they're making some pretty significant personnel moves. Just a quick note on their stock. They have common stock, and this is the type of stock most people think of when they hear stock. The par value is pretty standard, just a small nominal value. They also have warrants. Warrants are like options to buy stock in the future at a set price. It is good to know these exist, especially when we talk about executive compensation later. The main action in this report falls under item 5.02. This section deals with changes in a company's directors or top officers and how they're being compensated. The big news here is the resignation of their chief financial officer, or CFO Keith R. Martineau. Now, it is not just a simple "I quit." It is a resignation that is effective immediately, but his employment officially ends on the 31st of December 2025. That means he is phasing out. Not just walking out the door on the spot. So what does Mr. Marciando get out of this? Well, he is getting his current salary, which is $27,040 each month, all the way through December of 2026. That is a pretty sweet deal, lasting over a full year after he stops working. It sounds like a way for the company to ensure a smooth transition and possibly to keep him from immediately going to a competitor. On top of the salary, he also gets to keep a stock option. He has the right to buy 150,000 shares of Zivo Bioscience stock for $7.96 per S-Hair, and he can do this all the way until the 30th of June 2027. Now, whether this option is valuable depends entirely on what the stock price does. If the stock goes above $7.96, he makes money. If it stays below, it is not worth much. This is a common incentive to align executive interests even after they leave. Now, this is typical for these kinds of agreements. The company is paying Mr. Marciando, and in return, he is agreeing to release any claims he might have against the company. He is also promising to keep company secrets and not to say bad things about Zivo Bioscience. This protects the company from future lawsuits or public relations nightmares. But the story doesn't end with Mr. Marciando's departure. Zivo Bioscience has already brought in a replacement, at least on an interim basis. Introducing William A. Sullivan. He is stepping in as the interim chief financial officer, starting on the same day, the 19th of December 2025. Interim means he is there for now, and they'll likely be looking for a permanent replacement. Mr. Sullivan is 54 years old and brings a wealth of experience to the table. He's got over 25 years in finance and accounting, with a significant chunk, more than 15 years, dedicated to the life sciences and biotech sector. This is important because this industry has its own unique financial challenges and regulatory environments. He's got a solid resume. He was CFO and Treasurer at Applied Genetic Technologies Corporation for a good 4 years. Then a short stint at Cytovia Therapeutics, Incorporated. Sometimes these shorter roles can indicate a company in flux or a consultant type role. And then he spent a couple of years at Life Biosciences, LLC, again as CFO and Treasurer. Most recently, he was the CFO of Evolved by Nature, Incorporated right up until September of 2025. His experience is quite relevant to Zivo Bioscience. Now, this is a crucial detail. Mr. Sullivan isn't being hired as a direct employee. He is coming in as an independent contractor. This often means he is not eligible for employee benefits, and the company has more flexibility in the length and terms of the agreement. It also often means they are looking for someone to come in, fix something, or manage a transition, rather than a long-term strategic hire. And how much does he make? Per H hour, cool $285. That is a pretty high hourly rate, reflecting his expertise in the critical nature of the CFO role, especially during a transition. This agreement starts immediately and is set for an initial period of 60 days. That is about 2 months. After the initial 60 days, the contract will automatically roll over month to month unless either side gives 30 days notice they want to end it. This gives both Zivo and Mr. Sullivan a lot of flexibility. And yes, either party can break the agreement at any time. This keeps things very fluid. Just like Mr. Marchando, Mr. Sullivan has to keep things confidential. He also can't try to hire away any Zivo employees or contractors. And to prevent him from immediately leveraging his new knowledge, he is restricted from actively trying to take business away from Zivo Bioscience for a year and a half after his contract ends. Good to know, there are no nepotism concerns here. Mr. Sullivan is not related to anyone in Zivo's leadership. Finally, we have item 9.01, which covers the exhibits filed with this report. These are essentially the supporting documents for the information we've just discussed. Here is exhibit 10.1. The actual separation agreement between Zivo Bioscience and Keith R. Marchando. This document would contain all the nitty-gritty details of his departure. And exhibit 10.2 is the independent contractor services agreement with Mr. Sullivan. This is where you'd find the exact wording on his hourly rate termination clauses and all the other terms. Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file. This is pretty standard for SEC filings now. It helps organize the information for digital processing. And looking at the signatures, we see John Payne, the Chief Executive Officer, signing off on this report as of the 23rd of December 2025. This confirms that the company is officially filing this information. Now, let's look at the bigger picture here. Zivo Bioscience Incorporated is undergoing a significant shift in its financial leadership. The departure of a long-term CFO and the immediate appointment of an experienced interim contractor suggest a few things. First, the company might be facing some challenges that require a seasoned hand to navigate, or they might be restructuring their finance department. The fact that Mr. Sullivan is an independent contractor at a high hourly rate points towards a need for specific expertise on a short to medium term basis, possibly to optimize financial operations or prepare for a new phase of growth or a potential sale. The generous exit package for Mr. Marchando, including continued salary and stock options, is a common practice to ensure a smooth handover and avoid any disputes. It signals that the company values his contribution and wants to maintain a professional relationship. One notable risk or opportunity is how this transition impacts the company's financial strategy and investor confidence. A smooth change in leadership can reassure investors, while a rocky one can spook them. Mr. Sullivan's extensive experience in the biotech industry is a definite strength, as he likely understands the unique financial hurdles and opportunities in this sector. The company's direction will largely depend on how they leverage his expertise in the coming months. Will he streamline operations, help secure funding, or prepare the company for a strategic move? That remains to be seen. Overall, Zivo Bioscience Incorporated appears to be prioritizing stability and experience during this leadership change. The move towards an interim contractor CFO suggests a focus on immediate needs and perhaps a strategic reevaluation of their financial leadership for the long term. Alright, that is our breakdown of Zivo Bioscience Incorporated's latest announcement. What is your take on these leadership changes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable to you, hitting that like button really helps us out, and make sure you subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.